Hello and welcome to the Investing Bros. I am T Shroom, and today I feel like I'm going to earn my weight in gold, helping you all out, traversing these crazy seas of crypto investing. If you're just tuning in for the very first time, make sure you consider what value you're getting from this video and subscribe if you like it. And if you like it, smash the likes. Again, I'm T Shroom, and today I'm going to be doing some extra heavy lifting here to try to help you all parse out why you're in crypto and convince you that the opportunities here are vast. We are early, but nobody said it was going to be easy. So I'm asking the question on the thumbnail today, are you having fun yet, right? It's a terrible pun, but this is a genuine question because if you're not having fun, right? If you're staying up late, staring at charts, if you're stressed out, if it's getting in between your relationships with loved ones, and by that I mean crypto, right? Maybe it's time to maybe not sell, but to reevaluate what it is that you're actually doing. Why today? Why am I bringing this up today? I feel as though a lot of people are freaking out around the price whipsaw that is Hedera Hashgraph, right? We've seen a massive whipsaw up 100% in less than 24 hours, and then a turnaround correction of 26% immediately, and then down to 32% right after that. So this is Hedera Hashgraph. There was legitimate bullish news yesterday, but the bullish news did not fully tell you the full picture, right? And we reported on it, right? We reported on it. We were bullish, but we are only reporting on what we see, right? And I did absolutely say there's a possibility that this isn't the full story, right? So that is what you always want to be asking the question of in crypto. Is this the full story? And ultimately, should I deploy? Should I deploy? Is this a very significant development? How much should I allocate? Right? So let's go ahead and get into the story here of which I am referring to, which some of you all already probably have scoped out on the crypto news. But Hedera price soars 70%. We just saw it soared 100%. Then crashes amid BlackRock Association rumors. All right. So this was the tweet that went out that sent the price for HBAR much higher. Today we witness real world asset RWA history's BlackRock ICS U.S. Treasury Market Money Fund MMF is tokenized with Hedera. Tokenized on Hedera with these two other organizations, marking a major milestone in asset management by bringing the world's largest asset manager on-chain. Now, this is a very bullish tweet, but there has been more to the story that has come to light. Behind the scenes, clarifying BlackRock's role. Initial excitement over BlackRock's supposed partnership with Hedera was clarified by Archax CEO Graham Rodford. The decision to tokenize BlackRock's MMF came from Archax, not directly from BlackRock. Okay, so we're sitting in what's going to happen here? And the way that the market is reacting to this, I'll go down to the 4-hour chart, is an excellent illustration of what you can expect throughout the rest of the bull market. And if you don't learn anything else from this episode today, this is the main thing. Is what we have seen in the bull market so far is a huge stimulus. It's a huge steroid injection from BlackRock and Fidelity's and the other ETF issuers coming into the market and legitimizing crypto, right? Bringing a lot of optimism, a lot of bullishness throughout Bitcoin's price rise, really from around October when those ETF rumors started to kind of circulate up until, we're still in it. We're still in a very, very bullish mode because of those ETFs, right? But that is, I would say, the exception to what the storied past of crypto is, right? And I wanted to bring this up because this hopefully will illustrate to you all, right? The Investing Bros, and it's not just us. It's far from just us. There's so many other really, really good YouTube channels. But we have been reporting on this twice a day for pretty much Tim and I. For Tim, it's a lot longer. But for me, it's basically the last 2.5 years. Every single weekday, looking into the crypto markets, making decisions on how we invest and how we report to you all what is going on, right? So 3 p.m. yesterday, we had the news. Hedera hash graph, is surging. By that time, it was only up 30%, right? And I should say that, make no mistake, Hedera could keep going higher from here, right? So far, we've seen 100% move to the upside. We could see higher from here. But the point that I'm trying to make here is that if you have come into crypto or Bitcoin in the last 2 to 3 months, right, you are in a crypto market that is very easy mode. And in some sense, it is going to continue to be easy mode if you want it to be. But you can very easily slip into this right curve or middle curve over analyzation and impulse trading and investing. And that's what you want to avoid. There is absolutely a truth that is carried over from the TradFi markets to crypto markets, which is keep it simple. Don't let your emotions get involved in your trading and investing, right? How many folks FOMO'd into H-bar here? How much of this 100% move to the upside is purely emotion? Well, the only people that aren't trading emotionally, the only investors and traders, are ones that had been doing analysis on H-bar, and then on that day were complete with their analysis, and then they decided to take a position. Everyone else is trading on that news, that sensation, and the emotion, right? That's why at 3 p.m. yesterday, I was telling everybody, do not sell coins for a loss and rotate into H-bar. Dry powder would have been decent, right, to rotate in at a small percentage or an adequate percentage that you think is good. Again, now not financial advice here, and that's important to remember as well. Nobody on YouTube is dispensing financial advice unless otherwise said they're saying that they are. What we're doing is trying to present and guide you all based on the wisdom of what we have experienced in these crazy markets that are different from the stock market, different from Forex, different from bond markets, different from precious metals, different from commodities, right? The crypto market is in the wild west phase of its industry, and it's industry-wide, and the product itself is money. It's not like we've discovered a new tree that we can make houses out of, and it's going to be just a new material jump, right? A new technological jump. This is a technological jump in money itself. So all this to say, again, let me just see if I can simplify this here. All I'm trying to say is this move here from Hedera Hashgraph, where it's been a whipsaw, 100% to the upside, and now a 30% retracement to the downside, right? A lot of folks, and myself included, I was sitting here thinking while we were only 30% up on Hashgraph, I was sitting here thinking, man, I should really swap my Atom. I was sitting there on Uphold. I had an order ready to go. I was going to swap all of my Atom for Hedera, and I would have made money. But what I would have lost is my principles. I would have lost the wisdom of my principles, and I would have been making a very emotional decision, not a calculated decision, not a decision that I had been thinking about for days and days and weeks. It would have been a decision that was based 100% off of a tweet that we now know we did not have the full information about, right? So let me back up and also say something here. H-bar in its price movement here is clearly indicating bullishness for the coin. I'm not taking that away from H-bar. It's just we do not have the full picture. We do not have the full story. Now, with the 15 minutes left, let me endeavor to try to get into the rest of the news. I don't think we're going to do Bitcoin TA, so let's jump into it very, very quickly. Is this even? Yes. All right, so super quickly, I'm out here on the 4-hour. Bitcoin, just as we thought, coming back down and testing the midline of the Bollinger Band. And then also, and doing well so far, only a wick down to that. And then we also have the midline of this channel that it's trading within, and we also have the, and that would come in at 65,500, and then you have 64.8. That is pretty strong support in my opinion, and that should hold if the midline of the Bollinger Band fails. Okay. All right. So that is going to be your very quick hip pocket TA on Bitcoin. Guys, right after this show, Army Piper, he's in the chat right now. I said, good morning, T-Stream. He'll be doing much more TA on Bitcoin and other coins. But there's really an important point that I want to hit home here. And that is that these markets that we are in right now, they are Wild West markets. And you hear the calm voices of T Shroom and Tim and your other favorite crypto YouTubers that come on. That calm is not because we know exactly what's going to happen. Nobody knows what's going to happen in these markets, right? But we are calm because we are appropriately managing risk, right? So if the markets, something really crazy happened with them, we would be okay. A lot of us would be a lot poorer, right? But we'd be okay. And so that presents a certain amount of peace, a certain amount of calm. But don't let that trick you into thinking, don't misinterpret that calm for these markets are easy. These are not easy markets. There is misinformation. There is information that comes out that isn't whole, right? That can spread like wildfire. Okay. All right. So hopefully nobody is emotionally distraught over this situation with HBAR, but I think that some people are going to be because they bought the top and now they're down 30%, and this is their first week in crypto, or this is their first month in crypto. Really, what you need to do if you are in that situation is take a big step back, ask yourself, is this healthy for my family? Is this healthy for me? And if the answer is no, then that's okay, right? Take a couple months, come back. The markets aren't going anywhere. Yes, we're in a bull market. It is a really, really good time to get into crypto, or at least it has been, and that opportunity window is kind of closing. But there will be other bull markets. There are other markets, and the markets aren't going anywhere, right? You can always come back and try your hand in the markets again. Now, those of you who take a step back and you're like, okay, I got burned here, right? I sold for a loss in Hedera, bought it high, sold it low. But I'm going to try again, right? Just reevaluate. And what I would say is, if you never bought any Bitcoin, that is the biggest mistake, right? Go ahead. Well, it's not the biggest mistake, but it's one of the bigger mistakes you can make coming into crypto, is to fall into the illusion that one of these other altcoins has already communicated that it is going to be more valuable than Bitcoin. To me, that is a falsehood, right? You could make some arguments for why there's some other altcoins that could be more valuable than Bitcoin, but right now, Bitcoin is far and away the most valuable, and that is reflected by its market cap. If you do not own Bitcoin and you're coming into crypto for the first time, buy some Bitcoin, not financial advice. It's just my wisdom, right? And then start to do research on other altcoins, right? We talk about a lot of altcoins here, but don't be fooled into thinking that it's easy to buy and sell altcoins. The other really big lesson here is, and I think this is more important than what the news is today. I'll try to cover it, but ultimately, the lesson here is more important than the actual real time just case that we're dealing with this hash graph situation, right? These things happen again and again and again, and my prediction is that throughout the bull market, the frequency of these crazy altcoin events are going to just increase in frequency, okay? So just a little bit of context for folks who are coming into crypto for the first time. This is their first bull market, right? The best time to buy crypto is not now. It's not now. Now is a good time to buy crypto. It's better than when we get to the top of the bull market. But right now, the best time to buy crypto was in the past, right? It was in this phase right here, right? So we are no longer in this phase. This is in the past. But this is where prices were the lowest. Bitcoin got down to $16,000, $15,700. It was the actual bottom, right? Now, that is no longer the case. We have so many more than doubled that. It's insane, right? So there is absolutely crazy opportunity, but you have to realize when there's crazy opportunity, the smartest players in markets, period, are in that terminal trading against you, looking to take your coins, looking to take your wealth, looking to take wealth away from the weak, who have never been in markets before, have no market wisdom, and to have no idea what they're doing, right? That doesn't mean you should run for the hills. That means that if you still feel the call to the markets, you need to figure out what your actual niche is, what your actual place is, what is underbought. That is the question you need to be asking every single morning when you wake up. Where is the value? This is the question that has not changed since Warren Buffett's investment style. What is underbought? What can I buy low today and sell high tomorrow? Proverbially, not literally day to day. All right. Hopefully that has dug some people out of a hole there. If not, I don't know. maybe I'm just the one who needed to hear it. We're having fun. All right, let's go ahead and jump on into some of the news here. First of all, I've got some bullish news. This is Bitcoin funding rates. Bitcoin funding rates for the first time are negative, for the first time in a while, I should say. Last time we saw the funding rates go negative was back here on October 19th. This is a local bottom signal, usually when we get this. October 19th of 2023, I should say. Back then, price was down at $26,000 per Bitcoin. So ultimately, right here is a little bullish, right? I won't get into the intricacies of why this is bullish, right? But you can go to lookintobitcoin.com. You can go to derivatives, Bitcoin funding rates, and you can see a lot more information about this. Yeah, I'm tempted to try to explain it, but I've already explained a very big thing, and we need to move on. We did have the question, right? I saw the question in the chat here. Where is the value? You tell me, T-Shroom, and I'll buy. The first part of this I love, because this is the right question after what I just said about HBAR and the zoom out lesson here. Where is the value? Where do you buy the underbought cryptos, right? How do you know? Well, the answer is it's actually really hard. And you have to do it very methodically and systematically and over a period of time. And then the second part of this question illustrates how not to do it. You tell me, T-Shroom, and I'll buy. I hope you're being sarcastic there. This is why people say not financial advice, because the U.S. legal system and other legal systems make it to where there's a distinct classification for financial advisors, a person who has been designated by the state with a license that can say, I'm going to invest on your behalf. Screw telling you what is a good stock to buy, right? I'm just going to go ahead and buy it for you. That is radical, right? And so because of that, there needs to be licensures. Most people on YouTube were talking about crypto. There's not an equivalent for that, so we just say not financial advice. So when you're asking, you tell me what to buy and I'll buy it, that is the opposite of what you should be having the mindset of approaching the market. So I hope you're being sarcastic. If so, that is actually kind of funny considering what I just talked about. So good on you. But I do have some coins in the thumbnail for that exact reason, because I kind of anticipated people talking about that. Now, what are those coins that are in the thumbnail? The coins in the thumbnail are Caspa and Ondo and Bitcoin, right? HBAR is over here. That's because we're talking about it. It's hot in the news right now. But Caspa and Ondo are coins that Tim and I have been talking about for a while in the case of Caspa, and more recently with Ondo. It literally has just had the full relationship with BlackRock. HBAR shot up because of its relationship with BlackRock. Ondo has the real relationship with BlackRock, and it's done well, and that's why I think it's a good buy. But I'm not saying that you should go buy it, right? I'm saying that you should really think about your investments, and you have to consider your risk tolerance. If you only have $3,000 to your name, you probably shouldn't be investing in anything. You should be doing everything you can to earn more money, right? So that you can grow, right? All right. So moving along here. By the way, if you only have $3,000 to your name, you can still invest a little bit. You can invest like $10, $15, right? Something like this, just to wet your whistle, just to kind of see what it feels like to watch, your wealth go up and down, right? That I firmly believe is very valuable. So when you ask, what should I buy? I'll go buy it. The short answer is Caspa and Ondo are undervalued, right? But the wisdom answer, the good grounded answer is never ask that question. Never ask what people are buying. I will buy it. Always ask, what are some coins that are underbought? And I'll go take a look at them. Do your own research, right? That's a fun acronym meme in the crypto space for a reason, because that's true. That's how people actually become millionaires. They do their own research. They understand the projects, which, by the way, we put out a video yesterday on BitTensor, right, where we break down the project. We make it so easy to understand what this very complicated project is doing, right? We also give an estimate. Potentially could see a 20x on this project. Does that mean you should go buy it? Maybe. If you want to have high quality projects, this is one to consider, right? But that doesn't mean that that it's the best buy for you. The best buy for you is Bitcoin. Okay? The best buy, because everybody should have Bitcoin. Everybody should get off zero. Is that financial advice? No, but I'm willing to stand by that, right? Because the level of conviction I have in Bitcoin is so much higher than any other altcoin or stock, right? Okay. Crypto Archie said, loving these live streams, brother. Absolutely. And like I said, I feel like I'm doing as much work today and delivering as much value today as I've delivered in like maybe 2 or 3 weeks at a time because of the opportunity that this H bar situation has lent us. Smash the like, consider subscribing. Let's get into exactly what is going on here with H bar. So Chris O said Cardano family. So he's kind of coming in from the Cardano angle. Just ignore the Cardano aspect of this, but he's got it right. It's so tiresome. To be clear, BlackRock and actual institutions did not select HBAR for tokenizing a fund of theirs. BlackRock had no involvement whatsoever and has no connection to the protocol. What did happen was HBAR project, through the secondary market, tokenized shares of BlackRock fund. Much like I can buy a Rolex, take a pic, and post it on my X account, doesn't mean Rolex partnered with me. These kinds of misleading market pump my token pieces are gross. LOL, HBAR pumped 35% based on a non-event. Guess who gets wrecked in the few days as insiders take profit? Don't be a sucker. Now, I think that Chris O is going a bit far here, but the information is pretty good. But I don't think that there is no connection between BlackRock and HBAR. I think that connection is clearly there, but it's not fully understood by the market. The market impulsively and emotionally sent HBAR to the moon without really understanding exactly what was going on. And to be fair, the way that we reported on it yesterday was probably a little more bullish, a little more optimistic than we should have been, right? But I will say that we did give plenty of disclaimers, and I was sitting there saying, don't buy it, right? Buy it with some dry powder if you have some, right? But do not rotate out of coins that you're at a loss for, that you have conviction in, right? If you bought Bitcoin at all-time high and you're at a loss on it right now, do not swap Bitcoin for HBAR. It's that simple. That's all I was trying to say. That's all I'm trying to say. Bitcoin better than HBAR, no matter what BlackRock tells you, right? All right, we're moving on here. Got actually a decent amount of news. Got 5 minutes left. Man, expect more of this. If you're thinking I'm high anxiety right now. I lost some money on HBAR, but this is probably the craziest that crypto's gonna get. Right? It's a bull market. How hard can it be? Well, in some sense, that's true. Right? Buy Bitcoin. Don't sell Bitcoin until a time, right, that you designate is the best time. For me, it's probably around the fall of 2025. Historically, based on the historic charts of Bitcoin, zooming all the way out, right, you can kind of make predictions on when, right? Not so much the price level, that can also be done too, right, by a seasoned and skilled technician, but have an idea of when you want to sell. And you can keep it simple in that way. You can left curve it, right? Correct? You can left curve it, correct? Keep it simple and just buy Bitcoin and don't sell it. And just don't touch any altcoins, right? That would be the simplest, lowest anxiety way to ride this bull market out. Now, it's also going to be one of the lowest performing, and Crypto Archie will be the first to tell you that, right? That you're not going to see a 20x, you're just not, right? Unless something terribly goes wrong with geopolitically and folks start to rush into Bitcoin like it's going out of style, which I do not want to happen, even though I would become very wealthy from that, right? I value peace over my own personal wealth, peace for the world. So you can either keep it simple, or you can continue to be in high anxiety situations and just keep making emotional decisions, buying things because the news is telling you that a good thing is happening and the price is shooting up higher, right? But when you buy high, you better be damn sure that you can sell higher. With Hedera, right? We don't even know that now. And the news is still very bullish, I would say. Even though, the press is starting to walk it back and say maybe it's not exactly what we thought it was, it is still bullish in my opinion. I think Hedera is still, technically, in my mind, it's still a buy here, but it's not a buy for you. right? It's a buy here just in general. It has a bullish tailwind now. Okay. Hong Kong, spot Bitcoin and Ethereum ETF to begin trading April 30th, right? That's just something to have on your radar. I doubt that there's going to be any life-changing details here. All right. So moving along here, another important date to keep in mind, April 30th, the Fed will be meeting. And then on the 1st of May, they will be releasing their next statement. And I think their next rate decision. I think this one is actually pretty controversial. Not going to get into it too much because we'll be talking about it at length today when we have Caleb Franson on later at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which you absolutely should tune in for. All right, so those are 2 dates to keep in mind. The Hong Kong ETFs, April 30th, and then the next day, the Fed rate decision will be coming out. All right. SEC seeks comment on BlackRock's Ethereum ETF ahead of May deadline. Could have camped out on this one for a while, but basically you have a lot of, pretty good analysts kind of coming out and saying, yeah, we're not getting it in May. But I think the big development was here. It was an iShares amendment to their filing is interesting, but based on skimming some of these documents, I don't see anything that would change their odds at the moment. That said, this definitely tells me that issuers aren't giving up the fight, which is what we want to see here. And this is for the Ethereum spot ETF from James Seyfert, a trusted source in crypto and markets. All right, we'll skip this one. I'll read the headline now because you're probably really curious. U.S. threats to block Chinese banks globally could ease China's crypto ban. A lot to that. We don't have time to unpack that, but that is a headline. Binance founder CZ should spend 3 years in prison, says the DOJ. An initial proposal for his sentencing. All right, we already covered that one. Oh man, we got to play. Well, you know what? This is a new commercial from Coinbase, and I think I'm going to save it for 3 p.m. We'll save it for the 3 p.m. stream. And then this last story here, Crux of Crypto brought this to my attention. Cardano founder Charles Hoskinson labels USDC as an early CBDC? Tell me in the comments, what do you think about that? Folks, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Tim and I will be live, going much deeper into the charts, but if you got to get your chart fix right now, Piper Academy is going live right after this show. You can go watch it over at Piper Academy, where they'll be going into the charts much deeper. But let me know, what do you think about this? Did you accidentally trade based on emotion yesterday, and are you regretting it? Or is that the tuition that you paid, right? And now you're ready for a career in asset trading, whether it be crypto, stocks, Forex, whatever it is, and you're excited because you felt that loss and you know what you have to do to fix it? Or is it time to take a look in the mirror, have a couple conversations with loved ones and say, maybe trading's not for me, right? And maybe come back a year, maybe come back 6 months from now, right? You definitely want to do what's best for you and your portfolio. If you're working really hard for money, you don't want to lose it, guys, right? Those who can make money in the markets, I'd say are, I wouldn't say they're lucky, right? But they're doing well, right? So you have to know, is that you, or are you just going to be someone's exit liquidity? It's a kind of a pessimistic way to end the stream, but we got to go. If you're trading today, make sure you use those stop losses. And if you're human, make sure that you are staying hydrated. Adios.
Trying to make paper, turn that batter to cake. Money like Lego, connect the dots that bank. We are investing bros. We are investing bros. Army pipe, lethal on trade. Entries and exits, worthy of praise. Tim, the professor, the TA. Shout it out loud on the PA. T-Shrooms news, got the word. Doing better than what he deserves. Beamer, leave no evidence. Soon fly coop with his dividend. Trying to make paper, turn that batter to cake. Money like Lego, connect the dots that bank. We are investing bros. We are investing bros.